Hello everyone, I'm Chris Stanek. I'm a doctor of physical therapy down here at Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the foot muscles, keeping good foot posture, basically working the core muscles of your foot, and kind of ramping up your single leg balance exercises to really optimize your strength training in the gym. Or if you have any kind of aches and pains, plantar fascia, hip pain, knee pain, anything like that. I think it's extremely important everybody who walks in this door learns about what to do with their feet, as you spend most of your day on your feet, whether you're throwing a ball or whatever, running. You really gotta work on your foot muscle control and strength. Okay, so first we have to talk about the foot. All right, there's 3 sections of the foot. And we're not going to go over a bunch of anatomy names or anything like that and specific muscles or anything, but just getting a basic understanding of the foot. I'm sure you have all heard of pronation, supination, and we're pretty familiar with what that is. When you pronate, it typically means that the arch of the foot is going to flatten down, and when you supinate, it lifts up and your weight's a little bit more towards the outside of your foot. Now what most people don't understand is that the foot actually twists a little bit. So when you're seeing this pronation and supination, it's actually made up of a few different things. For one, the heel is going to turn either in or outwards, and the front of the foot is going to turn either in or outwards. But what happens is they do a counter twist. So if the heel's going in, the front of the foot's going, you could say, out or lifting up. And this allows us to dynamically walk over surfaces such as gravel, grass, things like that, so your foot can accommodate. So if that didn't happen, the foot would basically be lifting up, kind of like if you were driving a car. One of the wheels would be up, or both wheels would be up on the side, so you'd be driving your car kind of like sideways, whatever. So this happens with the twist. So when the foot starts to turn inwards, like for pronation, so the heel kind of turns outward. It's hard to see exactly on this model, but as it turns outwards, the front of the foot is going to turn in to keep your foot on the ground. Otherwise, your foot would come up like this, as if you were, say, rolling your ankle. Now, what happens, let's say you are rolling your ankle. We'll use that as kind of the example. When you roll up into that kind of the heel going in position, the front of the foot is going to accommodate that by pushing down, essentially, and it's going to keep the front foot in contact with the ground, so nothing is actually lifted up, so you maintain your balance. There's numerous ways to do that and strengthen that and hit that concept home, and one of them is the single leg balance. And you can carry that over into numerous exercises that you do on one leg. We're going to start from a seated position, learn how to activate those muscles and kind of what to look for. So here, you're going to start in that seated position like we talked about. Get kind of comfortable with moving your foot kind of in and out. You'll kind of see how the arch flattens and lifts up. I have a pretty decent arch, so it's hard for me to kind of show the bad foot. If I put a little bit of weight through my leg here, you can definitely see that arch flatten out. And then you lift up, basically tilting your foot out like this, back and forth. So this is what the foot does. Now, we talked earlier about, you go into that kind of rolling your ankle kind of position. You can see my heel is turning inward. So what's going to happen to the front foot? I'm not just going to walk around like this. I have to be able to put the big toe back down and get this part of my foot back down, okay? So get kind of comfortable with doing that, lifting up here and then trying to get the toe down without actually moving the entire ankle over. This will kind of just get you to accommodate for learning this technique. So you're just back and forth, try and get the toe back down. And this leads us right into the exercise that I want to show you guys. It's called toe yoga. Okay, so what we're doing here is you're going to push the big toe down while trying to lift the rest of your toes up. Okay, so you can see here I got some good foot muscle contractions going on. My arch is lifted nice and high. So now I'm working on that muscle that keeps your arch up, okay? And then you relax, okay? You're gonna try again where you push the big toe down, lift the toes up, okay? Now keep in mind, keep the outside of your foot down too. You can't just lift up this way. Otherwise you're cheating. You're kind of moving into that posture without the exact mechanism that you need, which is activating these muscles in your foot arch right here. Sorry, I can't pay attention filming myself and doing this at the same time. Now, you can easily just stand right up, do the same thing, get used to doing this with 2 legs down so you're not worried about your balance, and then go into a balanced position. Woo! Really feel it there. Okay, and you can see I got a lot of foot muscle activation going on. Now let's take all the arch lift stuff out and do it probably how you may be doing it at home. And we'll just go ahead and stand up on one foot. Okay, I'm passively letting my foot just stay here now, having to make some adjustments here and there. But there's a big difference. When I start to actually engage my arches, you can see the foot muscles just really pop out there. And that's when you know you're doing it right. Okay, my friends, so we talked about the foot today, and we talked about how you can activate those muscles in a single leg balanced position, moving from a seated position to standing. Then you can do whatever you want. As long as you're getting those foot muscles activated, then you can make up any exercise you want. This is one that I like to do because it's causing my center of gravity to move over from side to side, and it's making my foot do that twisting motion. So I'm actively right now trying to keep my arches lifted, keeping my toes apart, and this is making it a very challenging exercise for my foot. It only takes about 30 seconds, 40 seconds for it to start burning and hurting. I've been doing this exercise for a long time. But if you're not feeling your foot cramping up essentially, or you're not feeling the muscles in your calves start to get that burn, then you need to go back and sit back down. Make sure that you're arching or using those muscles in your foot to build up that arch, okay? For this exercise in seated, I normally do about 10 seconds, 10 times, progressing from there in time, and then going into like a standing position, learning to do it in standing double leg, working out that way. You can practice some squats, things like that, and then moving into the single leg. All right, guys, I hope this was really beneficial for you guys. I think that foot posture, foot core strength is a very important thing because, you know, we're standing from the ground up. So we need to get these muscles strong in your feet.